I've spent the last 4 years mastering the PvP mechanics in bloxd.io, eventually climbing to high tier 2 in sword PvP. In this video, I'm giving you the most detailed PvP tutorial to help you elevate your gameplay and climb the competitive tiers. If you watched my last tutorial, this builds off that and goes way deeper. This video covers mechanics, techniques, combos, settings, how to practice, and some game analysis on how I PvP as a high tier 2 sword player. Let's get into it. Every time you swing, your game sends a signal to the server. The server checks if your crosshair is on the player and if they are close enough. If yes, damage goes through, otherwise it doesn't. If your ping is high, that signal arrives late and the server rejects it. That's why hits don't register. What you see on screen isn't real time. You're seeing where your opponent was milliseconds ago. That's why aggressive players feel impossible to fight off, and also explains why high ping players look like they have insane reach. They're not hacking. The server just sees them further forward than you do. Knockback comes in 2 types. Sprint hits deal way more knockback than normal hits. So use sprint hits to create distance and ease off when you want to stay on top of them and keep the combo alive. Too much knockback gives your opponent too much space. Controlling the distancing gives you a massive advantage in PvP. Critical hits deal 1.3 times your normal damage. You get a crit by jumping and hitting at the same time. Combine that with a sprint hit, and you've got a sprint crit with maximum knockback and maximum damage in one swing. Use it to open a combo or punish someone who's standing still. This also explains momentum. When you're moving forward fast, the gap between where you actually are and where your opponent sees you gets even bigger. That means more of your hits land before they can even react. The fastest way to build that momentum is bunny hopping, jumping the exact moment you land to carry your speed forward. Every hop stacks more speed up to a cap of 3 hops. Watch how Rivo moves in these clips. He's not just running at people, he's bunny hopping into every fight, hitting max speed before the first swing even lands. By the time his opponent sees him, he's already deeper than they think. That's how he starts combos that feel impossible to escape. Strafing is how you mess up your opponent's aim. Move left and right constantly, never stay predictable. Short strafe against players with good aim and fast reactions. Circle strafe against slower players or anyone on low sensitivity. Keep circling and their aim completely falls apart, giving you free hits. Read how they react. If their aim is breaking, keep going. If they're tracking you well, change direction immediately and mix it up. Maintain around 3 blocks of distance, close enough to land hits, far enough to dodge theirs. If you're at a disadvantage or just got comboed, S-tap to create distance and reset the fight. Use that space to hit select again, bait them, or catch them off guard. To start a combo, you have a few options. You can hit select where you let them swing first, take the hit, and use their knockback to launch yourself into a sprint crit. If they're in the air, jump and hit at the same time to land a crit and send them higher, extending the combo. You can also jump while holding crouch as you hit. This gives you a crit without needing them to be airborne. And if none of that is working, crouch right as you land a hit. Against weaker players, jump in freely and start combos early. Against better players, hit trade and stay patient, then change directions unpredictably when they least expect it. The less readable you are, the harder you are to fight. Before we get into technique, let's make sure your settings are actually set up for PvP. Press O to open settings and go to controls. For sensitivity, I use 7, not too slow, not too fast. For movement, add W, A, S, and D to your run keybind. This gives you auto sprint without holding shift, which means every hit you land is already a sprint hit. No extra effort, free knockback, and free crits. Scroll down to primary and secondary action. Add both left and right click to each one. This means both mouse buttons register as separate clicks, effectively doubling your CPS without clicking any faster. Finally, head over to the graphics settings. Lower your horizontal and vertical chunk distance to reduce lag and boost your FPS. Next, I use 138 FOV. Wider FOV means you see more of what's around you in a fight. Turn off both anti-aliasing and pixel smoothing. This slightly lowers your display quality, but it gives you the smoothest performance possible for PvP. Lower DPI means less physical sensitivity, so your aim is slower and more precise. Higher DPI means faster movement and better tracking, but harder to control. I use 1400 DPI with 7 in-game sensitivity. My advice is to use whatever feels right for you. There's no specific sensitivity. You can adjust DPI using either your mouse application or your DPI mouse button if you have one. First, PvP on ice or with speed. Ice and speed force you to move faster and react quicker than normal. Fighting at that pace makes regular PvP feel slow. Second, 3D aim trainer, specifically tracking modes such as tile frenzy and gravity flick. These directly translate to keeping your crosshair on a moving target mid-combo. Third, fighting mobs. Grab a spawner orb in creative, spawn a Draugr Knight, and switch to survival. Draugr Knights move fast and can train your aim. Perfect for practicing precise hits. For combos and strafing, spawn a golem. Doing this helps practice distancing and strafing properly without dying. Fourth, enchanted sword, PvP. Speed 3 means more combos happen faster. Use it to practice holding combos, aiming during them, and crouching with good timing to prevent getting comboed yourself. And another alternative is to play enchanted PvP with rested speed, forcing your aim to adapt quicker and improving your accuracy. And finally, practice PvP against other players. Join PvP worlds such as 1v1 Simulator, Cute PvP, Simple PvP, bloxd 2, or Ribbit Sword. This chapter will explain how I PvP during fights. In this fight against Gal Panda, I opened with a few hit trades with push crits. He made a mistake by jumping, so I crit him into the air and continued to crit him by jumping and following through with the air combo to finish. Here in this fight against Mr. Menace, I started with a push crit and immediately hit selected. This allowed me to knock him into the air, crit him, and air comboed him. When I fought Booga, I first strafed to the right. I attempted a push crit but failed, then immediately strafed to the right while jumping and crouching. As he couldn't track me, I continued to circle right, forcing him to S-tap for distance. Then I push crit him into the air to end the fight. Against Niter, I tried strafing right, but he ran away. I then hit selected to get a combo, and finished the fight hit trading with push crits, making him run. In this fight against Dogboy, I immediately crit him into the air, and by jumping and continuous crits, I was able to follow through with the air combo. I then jumped to crit him for the kill. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing. We are trying to reach 1,000 subscribers before September. Join my Discord server in the description for events and future updates.